Okay, I stopped and chatted with a neighbor for quite some time. Very nice lady. She's lived here for her whole married life, and she was with her husband 68 years. The red buildings, she said, are all barns, and the house is way on the other side. Said that this person has a dock, a floating dock. Anyway, the house is really in good repair. That's her car there driving away. That's her driveway. And she said that she owns about 5 or 6 acres. That's a long strip rectangle, and her house is right on the river. And she said it's accessible. She said they've had boats there. She said the river is slow and not particularly deep in this section, but you can run boats in there. And if you get to have a dock, then mostly it will float. She said that this fence line here is probably not exactly accurate. She thinks that it is the property line actually goes farther towards her property outside that fence. She thinks that's not quite right. And the single wide down there is she just rents it out. She's had the same tenants there, she said, for over 10 years. Her in-laws used to live there, and that it's been, she said, the people love it and take good care of it. So anyway, we're here at the corner again at the triangle. And you can see that's the Table Rock over there. It's a very popular place. People hike up there, and they have Easter services. People will go up on horseback. So here's a visual of the neighbor, all the neighbors. She said this person over here bought their farm, that they used to own a farm. They owned all this land, I guess, at one point. And she said he has various animals, but it's not a dairy or anything like that. He grows corn and does all kinds of things. It's a farming venture. Okay, you can see he has horses and everything over there. All right, let's go up here. She said she doesn't really know why these people lost the home, but she knew they had done a lot of work to it. They had it rented out for a while. Vinyl siding, vinyl windows. The roof appears to be in really good repair, as far as I can tell. Nice front porch. There is really a great view from upstairs. So it has a double car garage. It looks like it needs to have a little bit better driveway put in. It needs to be graded out better somehow. This appears to be the wellhead here. And again, here's a look at the front of the house. I've already been through the house. I'll videotape it here in a second. In my opinion, gosh, you could rent it out without doing anything to it, as far as I can tell. Again, a little unclear exactly where the property line is here. She thinks that this fence is actually too close. She thinks that the property line may be a little bit on the other side of the fence. Very nice lady. She said she'd very much be willing to work with whomever to have a nice neighbor here, because she's lived here for such a long time. I'll see how far out I can walk without getting muddy. There's a really nice view of the river from upstairs. There's an upstairs deck that overlooks it. I think that probably the best visual of the lay of the land too is from that upstairs deck. So I'll go back there in a minute. The lady next door, her name is Channer, Mrs. Channer. She said everybody calls her Chandler, but that really isn't her name. She's been widowed a couple years and lives alone in that blue home over here on the river. close I can get. It's surprisingly, as wet as the ground is, it seems very firm. She did tell me that when she put her septic tank in for this house, that the county made her put it back behind the house, between the house and the trailer, somewhere out there, farther away from the river. Okay, let's see what we have over here. Should have worn my boots. Didn't think about it. Wore tennis shoes. Not the best day for that. Okay. Oh, how pretty. All right. Yeah, I can see a floating dock down there. I'm not going to go too close to the edge because it's quite slippery today. Okay. So there's the house, the neighbor's house right down the river. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but there is a floating dock below his home. This is one of the islands in the river. The other side of the river is Canyon County. That's Caldwell. And all of those hills are the fruit farms and ranches they call the Sunny Slope area. That's the neighbor's house, Mrs. Channer.